But yeah, Dave, I mean, it's fucking incredible, honestly. Just gaining these insights right now, I'm just like, I'm pretty overwhelmed. But you've rubbed shoulders with a lot of the British gangsters, we'll say, right? Obviously, we've got the
Oh, yeah.
crazed, all of them, right? So, what can you tell us about someone like Ronnie Biggs?
Ronnie Biggs, he weren't the biggest gangster in the world, but
Right.
he played the part of the. I spent. It's one of the moments in my life, when you get this old little moment that mean more than others.
Right.
Doing the Craigstream funeral, I remember that day from start to finish. I can close my eyes and give you it in second by second. But I went and spent Ronnie Biggs' 70th birthday with him while he was on the run in Brazil.
Right.
With everyone that was left alive of the great train robbery.
Yeah.
Sitting on the beach with Ronnie Biggs in Brazil, like, fuck. Yeah, and he lived on the top of an whorehouse. His son Michael, lovely fella, really beautiful bloke, and Nick Reynolds and Bruce Reynolds, who was the brains of the outfit. It was Nick Reynolds that invited me over there, you know what I mean? And I'll always be thankful for him, thank you, Nick, always. But sitting there with that was just one of the most unbelievable moments of my life. And he's living on top of an whorehouse where everyone's going, Senor Biggs, Senor Biggs. He's the biggest tourist attraction for the whole country.
Crazy.
You can't buy a drink, buy a meal. He wants to get laid. But he played the best British fugitive on the run anyone's ever had. He weren't the brains of the outfit, but as a man playing a part, yeah, as I am playing this part,
For sure.
he was beautiful. Beautiful, man.
Amazing, yeah. And, being in Brazil, I guess he basically decided to come back and sort of turn himself in.
No. What actually happened was
Yeah.
they were a bit slimy there.
Yeah.
He was ill, and they told him they couldn't repair him here, and he was going to die unless he got some work done back here. And the son went to him, right? If we give you £100,000 to give to Michael, your son, let us bring you back here, and we'll get you that operation to mend what's going wrong with you.
Yeah.
And like they did with Reggie Cray, about 2 weeks before he died, they let him out into an hotel.
Yeah.
They actually led him to believe that they was going to let him out. So he came back, and when he went to get the underground, they went, we'll pay you at the end of the month, because that's how newspapers pay you at the end of the month.
Right, yeah.
And they had 3 court cases, what by that month was going, shall we let him out?
I
or
think
not?
I remember this as well, yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end of the month, he went, the $100,000 that we was going to pay you, we've had to pay you a legal team for the 3 court cases that you've had.
Crazy.
So they just tricked him back here.
Yeah.
Then didn't let him do kept him in prison for a bit and the hospital, but he was so ill.
Yeah.
They let him out for the last couple of months of his life.
Crazy.
Yeah, they tricked him. They did that and they tricked
Insane.
him. But that was a moment for me.
Insane. So, Mr. Courtney, I want to talk about this Jay-Z cover real quick, because that is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
right?
but there's actually a documentary being made about it at the moment by Fat Man Scoop
Right.
and Big Nasty, and they've already been to the Oxford Union and took pictures. And it was a picture while I was actually addressing the Oxford Union and talking to them.
So this is Jay-Z's Blueprint 1, the cover.
Yeah.
He's taken basically the theme of that picture is from...
What it was is I was talking to
Yeah.
the Oxford Union. I was a don. Come on, get the fuck out of here. I was a don talking to them, right? And I was talking to them. And there was a book being made at the time.
Right.
I think it's still out there, and it was called The Firm. Yeah, a photographer lived with me for 18 months and filmed everything that happened. And he came there and he thought that me actually addressing future Parliament, the future Prime Minister, the Oxford Union, the most highest respected school in the world, I was the spokesman, I was the teacher, and he just thought that was intelligently funny. Dave Courtney, a convicted murderer felon, teaching them how to get on in life. He just thought that was funny, and he had the picture done with his head.
Yeah.
His head on it. Same picture. And
so the picture where he sat down smoking a cigar is basically the same picture as yours. And
Exactly.
exactly. He got inspiration from seeing the picture with you, and Jay-Z making this his cover. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's mental.
That's
It's mental.
fucking
For
nuts.
me,
That's a different claim to
me,
fame, like.
if I ever can't get an hard on, I'll think of that. I'll think of that. Jay-Z!
No, big up Jay-Z for sure. That is insane.
And I've had some really good times out in America. I got married out there
Right.
and started my divorce out there on my married night. I'm going to tell you one last funny little story.
Crazy.
A good few years ago, before I got married, I was doing security. For about 8 or 9 porn stars,
Right.
all living in this massive big Winnebago, and we're going round Hollywood making these films, hiring out the gated mansions and using them as where we lived and making all the films.
Right.
And I was just looking after them. And I got to know this bloke who owned Sin City, Guy Oveda. Guy Oveda, his name was.
Right.
And I was going, wow, this porn star life's really funny. You know? Wow. And it's like an aircraft hangar. And in the middle of the aircraft hangar, there was all the cups and teas and the mirrors where everyone was getting changed. And in each corner, there was a different film being made, like a prison cell, a doctor's thing, a bedroom, you know, and they're all coming up into the middle and all. And I was going, wow, you want to make a blue film, man? You know, he went, it's easy. I'll get you on a motorbike, I'll take you down, get you an AIDS test. I'll have it in 45 minutes. You can make a film tonight. I'll give you a catalog and you can pick who you want to fuck. I was like, really? Well, I'll guarantee you that this film will never leave America. I can guarantee you. Well, how can you do that? He said, we're just going to show it in one hotel on the Pine Channel and it will never leave America. I went, I was single at the time, yeah. I was 40. I was like, well, man, I'll have a go on that one.
100%.
Yeah, I'll have a go on that one. So I went and got the A test. I come back there and I'm looking for this catalogue and I'm saying, and I'm doing all that, right? So he goes back there, makes the blue film, that's it. 5 years later, I've completely forgot that. 5 years later, I forgot that. And I'm out there for Joey Pole's wedding, he's my mentor.
Right.
He was my big one, yeah. He taught me, he was my man. And I've gone out there for his wedding. We had the stylistics there and the Temptations singing for him in the Treasure Island Hotel. And, wow. And so, and I went to my missus, which is it's like a cathedral in there. It's not one of them silly Vegas Elvis-y fucking wedding things.
Right.
It's like a gold-plated cathedral in there. I said, I'll do that. I'll marry her tomorrow. So she went, we're getting married tomorrow. I got married in the morning, and in the night time, she's lying on this double bed. They upgraded our room to a big round bed, the honeymoon suite. And she turned the telly onto the porn channel, obviously, and it was so big, it was like this room, the bed.
Hell
right?
shit.
And she turned onto this porn channel, and it went, starring English gangster Dave Courtney.
No
and
way.
And it was with the Great Westerner hotels, and it's a group, it's a franchise.
Yeah.
It's all of them hotels get this blue film, but there ain't no plug at the back for you to copy it from, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it was all them hotels got it. And I see the film that she was looking. I got married that day. I got married that day. And there's me in a film with her and with someone else in the night.
Oh, mate.
It went a bit downhill from there.
Oh, mate. That is
You know,
insane.
it ain't even funny, bro. It's not even funny.
Holy shit. Right, Mr. Courtney, so you're not pretty shy to violence, are you? I mean, you've had your scraps.
No, I'm alright.
So there's one in particular that obviously you've spoken about it a lot, but I feel at this point it's probably good to get it from the man himself. So the whole situation with your nose.
Yeah.
So that whole story, I guess someone basically much confronted you about an issue trying to get in a club or something?
No. The actual truth of it is, while being a doorman, there was some confrontational problems about what doorman had what clubs.
Right.
And there was another man that was a friend of mine at the time, half a friend, that was also running a little door team. And where the rivalry had got so big, his men were fighting my men and all that. So it was turning into a real major problem. And so we decided to have it out, just me and him.
Right.
And he chose the place, which was a little pub in Bermondsey. And me being a fucking dickhead, yeah, I dressed like I was going for a fight. I truly believed I was going to win. I truly believed. And I wear quarter irons in my shoes, like the big iron things.
Right.
I had a really nice clothes on, nice bit of jewellery, nice bit of aftershave, you know what I mean? And drove down to this thing. And my plan of attack was, as it is in all of my fighting things, you know, most of the time it's instantaneous. If I've got time to plan it, that is my choice of thing, yeah.
Right.
And on sight, I had 2 at the time. On sight, when I saw him, I was just going to go over there and do my thing.
Right.
Yeah? And he'd got to this pub before me, and he most probably had about 60 or 70 people with him. And when I got to the door and I had 60 or 70 people with me, there was doorman there going, well, we've got to search you before you go in. So I was like, well, fuck off, it don't matter what you searching for. I'm going in there to have a fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? How I have it and what I use has got fuck all to do with that. And then, you know, you're just privileged enough to watch. And they was going, well, no, sorry, we've searched him, he's got nothing, you're not allowed to game with nothing. And I was like, well, I should have just gone, well, fuck it, I'll do it at my own time another day where I can use that. Right? Because everyone that was with me were going, you don't need that, Dave, you don't need that, you know, I mean, like a prick, I went, all right, and I generally thought I was better than this geezer anyway, which I generally still do today.
Right.
And when we came out into the garden of this pub, everyone was standing in a big circle, and I suppose he had about 3 or 4 stone on me and knee pads on under his tracksuit bottoms and shaved head and all baby old up. And that really weren't how my sort of fight was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Does that mean I weren't going there for a right go? Come on in, like me trying to fight the fucking Hulk or,
Yeah.
you know, that really weren't it. So I threw a few shots at him and I got hold of him, but it was only a matter of time before he got hold of me. And as soon as he did get hold of me, I just started, he was walking forward and I was sliding across the floor like Torville and Dean because I had all the metal in my shoes. I was just skating, I couldn't get no grip to do nothing. He's just walking and I was just sliding along the floor until I hit something, fell back and he fell on top of me. Now I've got his hands and he's got mine, so we're both just going like that on that thing. And then he leant up, he was on top of me and he went, I'm sorry Dave, and I thought, sorry Dave, and he just went on my nose. And he was just going, and it felt like, to be honest, there ain't a word in the dictionary to tell you what that felt like.
Right.
But the closest description I can give you was, you know, when you get an electric shock off the fridge or something and you go, that takes about a second.
Yeah.
It was like that on my face for 10, 15 seconds, and he was just going, and while his teeth were on the bone like that, right, my mouth's filling up with blood. I thought, I'm going to die. I'm just filling up with blood, and I was just going, and I thought, I've got to get my nose out. So as I pulled my head away, right, and his teeth went past the bone, these teeth met and went, and all of that just come off. And the pain of that got my hands out, and as hard as I could, I went whack, and his eye come out. And I was doing that as much as I could, and I did think when it was come down, I did honestly think, I wonder if you could actually look behind you with that, like, you know, like get the eye, or, I know it's a stupid thing, I'm not saying, right? But the pain of that was, I can't tell you it. I might have shit myself, pissed myself, I don't know, but like, the pain of it going, and then as soon as the bone weren't there, all that bit in the middle there, just come off. I thought, that's my trumpet. That is actually my trumpet going flying across the thing. Right, and as I went to breathe in, it gave me the ice cream, like head rush, like the cold air. And I could see everyone's face going,
no way.
Like, fuck. And as I went to look at him, I could see double, but with no bits around the outside. It was perfectly double. There was 2. Yeah, you know, and I've been crying. Weren't crying. You know, if you get spotted, you know, your eyes
all up,
an 18-stone skinhead hanging off the end of it. Your fucking eyes water, mate. You know what I mean? And I couldn't see. There was 2, so I had to grab what I thought was 2, like that, or whatever, and he's bit that curly bit of my ear off there.
Fucking hell.
The bit there, he bit that bit off, and then someone's picked up my bit of my nose. The police sirens come and put me in a car and took me up to the hospital. I said a dog bit me in the park, you know what I mean? But someone had told them, because there's now armed police in the room protecting me in case he comes back, and I had people in there looking after me in case they did come back. And whatever hospital they put him to, he most probably had the same thing. I was working on a thing called the Paradise Club with Leslie Grantham at the time. It was a Dorman series, and I was being paid by Leslie Grantham to be in the series, and as a character building thing for him to learn how to be. He was playing a South London club owning gangster. Yeah. And so I was mentoring for him. And it got on the front page of the Sun, the very front page of the Sun, you know. Actor loses nose.
Yeah.
You know, I could have done without that. You know what I mean, really. And that was how I lost my nose. And if you'd have told me at the time when I saw it, I would rather have died. Because when I saw it with it all gone, but they had it in an hanky, I pulled the thing down in the car and it was an XR3i it was. Remember them?
Yeah, literally.
With the red velour seats. And he was going, mine, and blood fucking everywhere, you know. I would have rather died than live like that, how I saw myself, truly.
Crazy.
You don't believe that in all the years it can grow back to normal, you know what I mean? Just looking at it, it was fucking horrific.
Unreal, yeah.
And I've never seen or heard of him since.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So if I can just sort of shift your attention towards a theme that's going around, like especially online, with like men's mental health. Now, as far as I'm concerned, really, like I really feel like a lot of the narrative that's pushed towards this topic, right? A lot of people are doing it for like commercial gain. You know, someone will talk about it when they've got an album out, when they've got a fucking TV show coming or some shit like that. And it's kind of frustrating for me because I feel like that's really a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like men are definitely going through it.
I'll explain that.
Yeah.
The mental health thing, right? I'm involved with a charity, autistic charity, yeah.
Right.
And only because I firmly believe that ADHD and autistic thing, although that's only just been actually recognised as an illness or whatever, yeah, it's only just been recognised. I think it's always been there, and what we used to call in prison a reoffender, they weren't. They just had ADHD or they were autistic. Because if you talk to them, why did you do that? They go, I don't know. Right, so what autistic is supposed to be is you've got to mend that by a certain date. Because after that date, what was called bad behaviour up till that date, now you're 18, is prisonable. Right. So you've got to get that under fucking control in a kid, ADHD and autism, by your 18th birthday. Because after your 18th birthday, it's prisonable. So I get involved in that charity because I believe I know what I'm talking about. I must probably had both. Yeah?
That's interesting.
But the mental health thing, I would like to get involved in that as well. Truly I would. But for the reason that you've just said, everyone's jumping on a bandwagon for it, I ain't going to be sent to do that. Right? But the mental health thing is a much wider, bigger problem than anyone has got any idea about.
Absolutely.
We all nearly suffer from it. If it's not on a regular basis, sometime or other.
100%.
Yeah? If not on a daily basis each, or trying to control this or whatever, somewhere down the line, some circumstances that happen to every single one of us in our life
100%.
gives us a little bit of mental health problem. How we handle that problem, whether we go and seek help from everyone else, which is a very hard thing to do if you've got bollocks, yeah, if you're a man.
Definitely.
Yeah? You find it very hard to go, well, yeah, you just can't get the fucking thing out. You pretend it's all right, which it ain't. And the knock-on effect is you'll be doing something else wrong.
Right.
Right, yeah? And I'm afraid it grows. And I suppose the good thing about everyone jumping on a bandwagon is it's making it a lot easier for people to talk about it. Actually, the people that are generally saying they believe in it, great, because what they are doing is bringing attention to it, and that really is what it's for.
Right.
Yeah, but that really is what why they're getting involved.
the purpose,
It needs attention brought to it, so we all don't think it's a bad thing to have it, because we all have it, especially men.
Absolutely.
More men than birds. Even though you get fucking some nutty birds, you know what I mean? They're the best shags, but they're nutty as fuck, aren't they? You know what I mean? Yeah,
sure.
the nutty ones, right? But men suffer with it a lot worse than we would like to admit. Yeah, and I don't want, and it's hard for me to say. For all of a sudden, I decide to go. I'm a Christian,
Right.
which I'm not. I am not a non-believer, right? Where I sit on that is, I believe in something. Yeah, as all 4 different continents or corners of the world, they all believe in something. Yeah, whether they call it different names, Allah, Buddha,
Exactly.
Jesus. Yeah, they're all actually, most of them are acknowledging something. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Whatever the thing is, or whatever book.
For sure.
You know, I'm in that category. Must be something, yeah. But if I was to actually go and publicly say I'm reborn Christian, I would get ridiculed. It would ridicule them. They would be ridiculed for having me on board. You know, me going up a confession would be a photograph somewhere. You understand what I mean? So I have to be careful of what I want to go and help and who I don't want to help. Where I shouldn't be, because I'd be a good help verbally to people with mental health. I'd be a good help verbally to naughty kids, and I have been. I go around the country, all around the world, doing chats in secure units for the miners, you know, I don't mean miners digging. I'll do all that, and I could do better, but now they can't glamorise crime. They've took that away from me. So I wouldn't pass the test to be able to do that, where it's me or people like myself that would genuinely be of use to them people, yeah?
Absolutely.
Mental health is a far bigger problem than is recognised.
Absolutely.
But the more it's being talked about, at least it's making it easier for us all to go, I think I might have that. Yeah, well, it should do, you know what I mean? Because we all sort of have a bit.
Absolutely, for sure.
Some of us handle it better than others. You know, and I most probably definitely had it. I definitely most probably had ADHD. I definitely, don't ask me why I like going, you know what I mean, or whatever, or... You know what I mean? Now 100%. There's a name for it.
100%.
There's that. But before I was just a naughty kid.
For sure. No, incredible. So, Mr. Courtney, how's life like for you now, pretty much? Like, what are you up to these days?
At the moment, well, there's a documentary being made about me at the moment for Amazon Prime.
Right.
Like I say, it started with the Fat Man Scoop and Big Nasty, but now they've actually gone, why did Jay-Z pick his picture to emulate on his cover? And now they've done all the investigating on who Dave Courtney is. They've gone, fuck, that's a documentary on its own.
Absolutely,
That's not just a little story about he's on the cover. It's now we're looking in of why he picked you, who are you? That is the story on its own. So it looks like I'm getting another little revamp. I was quite happy getting here was a bit of a fucker. Being Dave Courtney in a moment is quite easy. Little club at the bottom of the garden.
Amazing.
Yeah, lovely little ladies running around. Yeah, I'm enjoying life at the moment. I'm not skint. I'm okay. I'm healthy-ish.
Yeah, looking good as well, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm loving you, man. Right?
100%.
So things are right. Getting here was a bit of a fucker. Getting here was a bit... a couple of holes in me I'd rather not have. A few years I'd rather have been out than in.
Yeah.
But at the moment, life is very good for me. I'm surrounded by good people.
Absolutely.
I'm surrounded by good people, and that's everything.
Amazing. Well, Mr. Dave Courtney, it's been absolutely incredible talking to you.
My pleasure. You're a respectful young man.
Honestly, do you know what it is? It's like you're incredibly important to society, I feel, and people really have to take heed to your words and really listen to you, because being someone who was literally outside and has done what he's done, there's so much we can learn from you, man. Honestly speaking, do you know what I mean? And I'm all ears. Every time you want to have a little gabble, I'm all ears. Yeah, I'm tuned in. I'm listening.
Be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
100%.
You can come back.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time, sir. Thanks so much.
You're cool, man.